When did we buy the...
Recording in progress.
When did we buy the 1970 Dodge Dart? We bought it in 1970, which was the first year we were there. And I think it's because in the winter I had to drive to the hospital and you had to drive to school. But you ought to talk a little bit, Ernest, about what your experience was then. You now had a new job and in a new community, a whole new experience.
Well, since I was teaching high school Spanish, it was 9th grade through 12th. And I had some students who were really wonderful in the higher grades because they were interested, they were going to college, they really wanted to learn more Spanish. So that was fun. But 9th grade was not fun. And 9th graders had to take a language. So they were there because they had to be. And that was not fun. But we made it interesting by having skits all the time in Spanish and lots of things like that to keep them interested.
Marty, didn't you, I forget which level you did this for, but didn't you have a coin jar when anybody who spoke in English had to...
Anybody who came in the classroom had to put a penny in the coin jar if they, I think it was a penny, yeah.
It had to be more.
I don't think so.
No, right.
If they spoke English. They were not allowed to speak English unless they asked me in Spanish, may I speak English? And so at the end of the year, we just took that money, which accumulated, took that money and had a party with it.
How do you think that your style of teaching and approach to teaching was affected by the fact that you actually had lived, in that area of the world?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was much, much better than I would have been if I had been teaching before we left. Well, I mean, I was teaching before we left.
You were more fluent.
But I was more fluent, and there was a sense of, oh, she's lived in Bolivia.
Mm-hmm.
So that gave me a little bit more credibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you had stories
Mm-hmm.
you could tell of people and places and things, and could make the whole thing come alive as a real life experience.
Yeah. And that was the fun part of the students that I had who were in the higher grades and had taken Spanish for 2 or 3 years and were going to college, and they were really interested in that sort of thing. 9th graders,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
I'm going to reset at this juncture because we have a shift in topic, so hold on.